Welcome into the Fanspeak Network. I am your host, Justin Bruni. Joining me, as always, is my co-host and partner, Mr. Andrew, the TD King. Rob, happy Monday, sir. Another week up, another week down in best ball summer. How are we doing? How are we feeling?
Feeling good, buddy. Feeling good. Yeah, the conversation today of the 2025 RB2s is a good one. It's important. That's where you can really find some value down the board a little bit to fill in for your zero RB or maybe you want to go a little robust RB. Who knows? But some of these guys, definitely hold some value. So I think it's an important conversation to have.
Yeah, absolutely. Going to be digging into the depth of the running back position, seeing how running back 2 spreads across the ADP spectrum. I think our top RB2 is at RB23, and our last RB2 is at RB77. So a huge spread in the ADP and draft selection options, from the very top to the very bottom. Obviously, mixing in some, RB3s along the way, and, the other picks and other positions that we can potentially choose, at each RB2 potentially. And also maybe some guys that we're fading, maybe some guys that we don't believe are going to hold their current ADP. So these RB2s are going to be based off of their ADP ranking. So for example, like Tutin right now, he just fell back again behind Trevor Etienne, but just a few days ago, he was right above him. But we'll be covering Tutin in the RB2 conversation. And, key backfield conversations like the Jaguars will offer, with the uncertainty with their running back rooms and the ADP that is reflective of that. Let's go ahead and jump into the chat. But before we do, let's go ahead and smash the like button, share the video, and follow the Fanspeak Network. Catching up with the chat here. Got Jeff T in the chat. Disbanded Brotherhood with the dot. Mike Rob in here keeping us honest, making sure the start time is correct. We appreciate you, sir. We appreciate that. Andrew, anything you want to get into before we get into the RB2 conversation? We are also going to be doing a live draft tonight as well, everybody.
No, man. Let's hop right into it.
Sounds good. We'll get it on the board here. First running back up, you guessed it, David Montgomery, RB23. Put up some big numbers last year, averaged over 14 fantasy points per game. What are your thoughts on Montgomery right now at his current ADP cost?
I would prefer to be a little bit more down the board. I mean, you can definitely finish as an RB2. Obviously, we've seen it 2 years in a row, going double-digit touchdowns. Don't think too much changes for them. The only thing I think that we can kind of look at for a potential downfall a little bit on the Monty side is that I do think that the Lions are going to have to throw the ball a little bit more. Probably, Ben Johnson leaving town might be a big ordeal for them. If so, they're not going to be leading in games. They're going to be behind a little bit, maybe, more shootout potential as well. So I do think that they might get themselves into spots where they need to throw the ball a little bit more. That's obviously probably a little bit more Gibbs spot than it is Monty, though Monty can do it. Last year, 36 receptions for 341 yards. So he can do it as well. But I mean, obviously we know Gibbs is just better at that. So I do think that kind of hurts Monty a little bit. But outside of that, man, I don't really think anything changes for Monty as far as what his workload should be. And I do think obviously there's going to be a nice even split when they get around the goal line. We saw Gibbs handle a nice workload when Monty was out last year around the goal line, but Monty's definitely the bruiser. So I don't think too much changes for him. I'm still okay at the RB23. I'll still take him there. It would be nice though if he dropped down a few spots.
Yeah, I have him at RB25 in my rankings. He comes off the board at RB23. So I tend to push him a smidge. It's not a lot, and it's still very similar to Underdog's ADP rankings. I mean, again, this is still a player that averaged, 14 fantasy points per game last season. The year prior, he had a similar amount of production and I think one less game. No, both seasons he had 14 games played. So averaging very close to 14 points per game across 2 seasons. You love to see the touchdown upside. I do want to ask you just, like at his ADP, you have kind of a tier break of receivers. You're looking at about wide receiver 39 in Deebo Samuel, and then you have tight end 4 in Sam Laporta. Is this an area where you're trying to maybe pull Montgomery up the board to try and maybe pair him with a Sam Laporta, or vice versa, and catch a fall with either one?
Man, so for me, all you could ask this on any player in any situation. For me, it's always about how my build looks, what the team needs. I think people really should be focusing on that when they're going in. If you come down, you're like, "Ooh, I want David Montgomery." That's great, but it should be good for your build, right? Like if he's your RB2, RB3, whatever the case may be, like that's
Mhm.
fine. But any question you ask me on that, man, I'm always going to default back to what
So
is my
let's say you have one running back, like you have a hero running back, and you've got three receivers and a tight end already.
mm, Depending on the receiver there, I'd probably still lean receiver.
Mhm.
Only having three, I probably would like to have four there, but I am of the zero RB mindset,
Mhm.
so I probably wouldn't take Monty there. But like if I went four wide receivers and have a tight end already, then I'd
Mhm.
probably go to Monty in that situation. It really just depends on the build and what
Mhm.
what my needs are,
So
as
if
well as
you had no RB there, you're saying he's an ideal guy to start with.
yeah, I'm fine
Okay.
with that, especially with the touchdown upside, definitely.
Mhm. Yeah, like I said, I have him at RB25. I think he's a decent buy, but I do tend to push him there. There are other guys I bring up the board. Like I still bring up Judkins over him. I like Jerry Jeudy at that ADP. Jaden Reed, I also bring up the board a little bit as well. And I mean, at that point, you're just getting to the scarcity of the wide receiver position. Like I said, like Jaden Reed, wide receiver 43, David Montgomery, RB23. There's a huge difference. So that sparsity and scarcity at the wide receiver position, I think, is definitely going to, pull you one direction based on your build, like you're saying.
Yeah, and Steve's just bringing up a good point. He said it's tough to repeat this, but through 14 weeks last year before he got injured, Gibbs was RB4, Monty was RB like 10 or 11. So obviously, we know that they both can get there for you on a week to week basis. But if they are behind in games, I do think that hurts Monty just slightly.
Yeah, and you are attached to a really good offense, so I think the price is appropriate. I don't know if I want to get overboard on Montgomery, and I think for me right now, it's just because of the other players at his ADP. I'm, building into my portfolio.
Yep.
All right. Next up, we've got Jordan Mason, RB31, coming up the board early, round 9. Appeared in 12 games last year and finished as RB34. Had 3 top 10 finishes last year. Now playing alongside Aaron Jones in Minnesota. What's your thought process on this backfield? Are you targeting Aaron Jones more? Targeting Jordan Mason more? Neither? Staying away? What's your read here?
Man, I haven't really drafted a lot of either of those guys,
Mm-hmm.
honestly. Again, they're at a spot where I probably have two running backs and don't feel the need to throw either one of those guys on my team. I usually tend to
Mm-hmm.
look at whatever tight ends available, maybe stack a quarterback if need be, and or just take a wide receiver there. So I haven't really taken a lot. I think the dynamic here with the Mason and Aaron Jones thing is going to be really interesting, right? Like we've seen Aaron Jones for a while now be a pretty solid overall fantasy running back for us
Mm-hmm.
in this situation. They're talking about maybe Jordan Mason getting more of the goal line work. That's interesting. That kind of obviously hurts what Aaron Jones upside could be. But I do wonder, like, okay, if Jordan Mason's getting the goal line work, like how much in between the 20s is he going to get? Is it going to be a 70-30 split, 80-20? Like how far apart are they going to be in between the 20s? That's where I kind of, and because of that, it's kind of why I stay away from both of them. If Aaron Jones is going to lose out on the goal line work, but have the 20 work,
Mm-hmm.
and Mason has goal line work, but misses out on the 20 stuff, like I don't know that I really want to go overboard on either one of these guys. I think this is a camp battle that I want to look at and just see in the situations during camp. When are they trying to plug these guys in to those situations and then pick a guy that I kind of want to go in on? I like both of them for certain reasons, obviously, but I don't think either one of them are something that I'm like really targeting right now.
I like Jordan Mason for the upside of the playoffs. I'd like to build him into some deep wide or running back groups. If I can get him as my RB4, I think I'll feel pretty good about that. I think the higher up you hold him in your RB, priority, that's where you're getting a little bit more, exposed to potential risk. But I think getting him as like your 4, 5, or 6, I think 6 would be a little bit difficult at his current cost. But building him just overall into a deep group with some backdoors that can get you through the season, I think he could be the playoff guy. The one that's going to have a good matchup week 17 up against the Packers.
Yeah, and just looking at like the guys that go around him, this is probably exactly why I'm not taking a lot of Jordan Mason. Is if you go 10 before him, 10 ADP spots before him, you can get Pacheco, which I think Pacheco could have a little bit of a bounce back year and is on a really good offense. If you go 10 behind Mason,
Mm-hmm.
there's like Cam Scattaboo's there. Obviously, Fanspeak Network kind of in on Cam Scattaboo a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the wide receivers that are there that I like taking some shots on, such as Egbuka, Trey Harris, Jaden Higgins, some of those rookies.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like taking a shot on there as well because we don't exactly know what they're going to look like, and I think I'd rather take a shot on those guys. So it's probably why I don't have a lot of Mason. But I mean, he's not unclickable for me by any means, as Jeff T is pointing out. Jones is a little bit of an injury-prone running back. And Jordan Mason, has filled in quite nicely in certain scenarios where he has been the RB1 on a team from week to week scenario. So clickable, but not somebody that I think that you want to go overboard on.
Well, again, I think you're paying for the potential playoff upside. Again, you both of you guys just alluded to the injury, point of view or narrative for Jordan Mason to have big success in 2025, and I think it is obviously going to be dependent mostly on Aaron Jones's health. Even if this was a 50-50 split, I would still think that the majority of the production would lean favor to Aaron Jones because when he's healthy, that they're going to absolutely use him. But Jordan Mason is a 1A insurance policy based on how good we expect the offense to continue to be and how vertical the playbook can be.
Here's a question for you because these two guys, so Mason or B-Rob?
Brian Robinson.
Yeah, see that's where I lean too, and Robinson's going just a few spots ahead of Jordan Mason.
Sure, yeah.
Because at least we know, yeah, and B-Rob should have the starting down work there in Washington, as of right now at least. So again, there's just other guys around Mason. Nothing against them, just other guys I prefer. Different positions.
I'll tell you though, this next guy, Jaylen Warren, I'll take him over Jordan Mason.
I also would probably take Jaylen Warren. I like Warren, though I do think he kind of got shafted a little bit with Caleb Johnson going there. Caleb Johnson fits that scheme really well. And I know I've talked about liking Caleb Johnson a lot already, but that kind of hurts Warren a little bit. But yeah, I'm with you. Warren over Mason for sure.
No, you don't have the touchdown upside with Warren regardless. Even when he was really good, he was averaging like almost 10 fantasy points per game 2 years ago. Only had 4 touchdowns. So it's not like, he was, beating the door down by any means, but he was reliable and had good production. And I think just being that guy there, being the experienced running back in that group, I think that's going to lend favor to keeping him on the field and getting him valuable touches, hopefully in a significantly improved passing game. Jaylen Warren, like I said, definitely a buy for me. I have him 2 spots ahead of his ADP. So I think he's a great value where he's going in round 9.
Another cool thing about Jaylen Warren is that right now it's DK Metcalf, Pat Freiermuth, and then maybe Roman Wilson.
It sounds like they're going to do something. It sounds like they want to make a move.
Yeah, but until they do, like that helps Warren because Warren probably is going to be the guy who handles a lot of that passing down work. If that happens, like in a Steelers offense that's going to be run by Aaron Rodgers has dumped it down to the running backs. We've seen that, with Aaron Jones before in Green Bay. So I think that helps Jaylen Warren. And if Warren can get on Aaron Rodgers' good graces, like that's an easy guy for him to target in short down, shorten, like second or third down, if you're within 3, 4, 5 yards of a first down, like that's an easy check down for Aaron Rodgers. So I do like Warren because of that as well.
Yeah, the pass catching upside is going to be there. You see, 99 receptions the last 2 seasons. You'll like to see that consistency. And again, being the guy that's just been there, I know Caleb Johnson can probably come in and steal some valuable red zone touches, but I think that Warren is still a very good value going where he's at, RB34. Again, I have him at, actually, he has moved up. So when I clip that, he was RB34. He's moved up 1 spot in the last 5 days or so. So continues to go up. I think he will have some good closing line value. I think his stock does rise as we get through the off season and through best ball summer. Next up, we've got Tyrone Tracy. I know that we both like him. Was trading, the RB1 in ADP kind of back and forth with Cam Scattaboo. Cam Scattaboo now the RB1 for the Giants. Let's see how far apart they are. Scadaboo RB32 and Tracy at RB34. So Jaylen Warren right in between them. Nice little sandwich there. They range at about 5 picks, pick 101 to 106. Do you have a dog in the fight in the Tracy Scadabo competition here?
Oh, man. So I like them both. I do. I see the value for both of them. People can poo-poo Tyrone Tracy all you want, but he was serviceable last year. I mean, 192 attempts for 839 yards. That's a pretty good yards per carry. 5 touchdowns there. Had a touchdown through the air as well on 38 receptions. Like, he's serviceable. So, like, I don't think Cam Scadaboo is just going to come in and overtake that. I do think that we're going to get a pretty decently even split between the two, which kind of hurts both of them. Here's the thing I think that kind of hurts Tracy is that the regime went out and got Cam Scadaboo. We've seen him make a lot of nice plays in college. I think that at the end of the year, Scadaboo can edge him out slightly, and maybe this is more of like a 70-30 kind of ordeal for them in favor of Cam Scadaboo. But I still like Tracy. I mean, they trusted him. He did fairly well for them. Only put the ball on the ground 3 times, which you don't. No, 2 times. 2 times. Sorry. Which okay, that's fine, right? It's not like it's like 5 or 6. It's 2. I think that they can lean on Tracy if need be in certain scenarios. I want to know which one of these guys is getting goal line work. That is valuable, I think, behind an offensive line that's actually pretty decent for the Giants. And I think that they're going to be in scenarios where this feels like a team that is one of those teams that gets down to, the in between the 10 somewhere and have a lot of those like, oh, the receiver caught the ball but fell at the 2 and now they're running it. Like, I don't know why I feel that way, but the Giants just feel like an unlucky team where they're not going to score touchdowns through the air a ton and it's going to be on the ground. So I do think that Tyrone Tracy and Cam Scadaboo can both have those goal line work potential. I just want to see which one has more of the edge. That's probably the guy I'll lean towards then.
Tracy had 9.6 fantasy points per game last year. So Scadaboo definitely, threatens his floor, his potential floor. But I still think that Tracy has the safer floor. I'm splitting exposures between the two. It really just depends on how desperate I am. If I'm more desperate for running back and both of them are available, I'm going to go with Tracy. If I have a more, well-rounded group already, 3 or 4 like reliable running backs, I'll take a shot on Scadaboo. I think that both are going to have a role. I don't think that Tracy did enough to completely say, hey, I'm a bell cow back. I'm going to get 300 touches. I don't think he's that. I think he's somewhere in between what Scadaboo is now and that type of bell cow. I don't think either of them are in line for a massive season. I think really the big appeal to Scadaboo, again, kind of similar to Jordan Mason, young guy, could be there at the end of the year. Team's bad, put up some numbers in the playoffs.
Yeah, Steve just pointing out he thinks Tracy's ADP is still okay, but he thinks he should be viewed more of a more expensive Ekeler versus a potential starter. I can definitely see that as well. I don't know. Tracy was serviceable last year. Like that's a perfect word for him. Was serviceable, not great, not terrible, very serviceable. And I could definitely see him having some really nice games this year, as well as Scadaboo. So I guess just pick your poison. I think you said it best, right? Just kind of take a little bit of both of them, so you have something, but I don't think you want to go overboard on either one of them. Don't ask Steve or Meg that question though.
Next up, Najee Harris, currently RB35, going early round 10. Massive steal here. Finished RB20 in back-to-back seasons. This is a guy I pull up around. I'll pull up 2 rounds. I'll easily bring him into round 8. I think round 9 is perfectly fine. And right now, either way, you're getting really good closing line value on him because this cost is going to go up. Most certainly. ADP 111. I could easily see him clear the 80s to 85s. Again, you see kind of like that disparity at running back, going lower down the board and you're at like RB 50 or wide receiver 50 and you're just barely cracking, RB 25. So I think Najee Harris is one of these really good late round values. I know the Chargers drafted Amari and Hampton, but this is going to be a run heavy offense. and we are completely replacing the vacated touches of J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards. There's like over 330 plus touches to split between these two guys. And this is an offense where if you have a good running back, you want those touches. These are valuable touches per the offense, per the skill set, per the scheme. Najee Harris going to be an absolute riser in the coming months here. And look at the board. I mean, 1,043, 1,035, 1,038, 1,200 rushing yards. I mean, in 4 straight seasons, he doesn't miss games. He's been in 17 games the last three years. I mean, he's always healthy, super reliable. Obviously, this is a clear bill for him to just fall down a mountain now that I've completely bolstered him. But, I mean, one of the better late round values. You got to treat yourself to you. You just got to.
Yeah, I like Najee as well. And this is like this is one of those camp battles I want to watch, because who's going to get the in between the 20s? You think it's probably going to be Hampton more often than Najee, but I think Najee's the guy that's going to get in there and score the touchdowns for them, right? Like, and if you're telling me that we can take the guy who's going to be scoring the touchdowns around the goal line for the Chargers, who have a pretty good offensive line, you already said it, a very good run scheme. We saw them want to run the ball a lot last year. Like, Najee Harris is a very good value at RB35. I mean, I think he probably finishes closer to the 20 to 24 range, honestly. Like, it's a really good value for him. But Amari Hampton is going to be a thorn in the side. Like, he ain't going to go anywhere. He's going to be there the entire year as long as, there's no injuries. Like, I don't see them getting away from – I don't think there's a bigger discrepancy than like maybe 60-40 throughout the entire year with these, running opportunities for the Chargers. So I'm fine taking both of them. Najee is just a much better value than Amari and Hampton right now.
Oh, significantly. I have no issue drafting either. Hampton really not that bad of value where he's going either. But I think that you want to get a little bit of both of these guys. And Najee is just a great backstop. Like, hey, I need to check myself. I need some running backs. I need some Najee Harris. I've been kidding around. Again, I'm willing to pull him up 2 rounds. So if you're getting a little bit more aggressive at running back and you're feeling the tension, fear not. Either pull up Najee or just wait. Next up, we've got Zack Charbanet. Had a great year last year. 165 total fantasy points last year. 9.8 fantasy points per game. Finished as the RB25. Still currently my RB38 though, so I am a bit down on him per the board. Nothing against him. I just feel like when there is a completely healthy Kenneth Walker, I think that we need to kind of check ourselves. It feels like it's still the Kenneth Walker offense until the wheels fall off, and it's a very clear 1A situation with Zack Charbanet. What's your thought process drafting Charbanet now? Kenneth Walker going to be fully healthy for the season. I mean, obviously, when Walker's, ailing, there's bad news or he's just plain old hurt, it's a really easy click. But right now, he is kind of really just the 1A to Ken Walker. How are you handling this backfield?
Yeah, I mean, I like Charbanet. When Ken Walker wasn't there, Charbanet was very good. Like, that would be somebody I would love to target in 0 RB strategies here, because of the ailments that Ken Walker has had over his career. Like, Ken Walker runs very hard, but those hamstrings don't hold up all the time, right? Like, he has some knees injuries. Like, he's not your prototype for health. That is for sure. So Zack Charbanet, pretty good pick here at RB36. I feel, I think the Seahawks are going to want to run the ball more than they've probably ever ran the ball. They've upgraded the offensive line as well, which really helps. And there's really nobody else. I mean, I think, is it Damian Martinez was the other guy that's there?
The third RB, correct?
Yeah, like I liked him coming in as well, but I don't think that he spells Charbanet this year. So I don't know. I think they're going to use Charbanet and Ken Walker a pretty healthy amount this year because of how they want to run the ball and how they want to play the game. I think they're going to, get into that smash mouth football where they want to pound the ball, then they want to try to play some good defense if possible. If they aren't playing good defense, I still think it's an okay spot for Zack Charbanet to get in there, catch some passes. I mean, you saw 33 and 42 over the last 2 years. He can definitely do that as well. So I don't think there's like a game script that really take him out of being in the game. So yeah, I'm fine with it. RB36, Zack Charbanet, count me in.
Yeah, I think it's good value. For me, I'm definitely more in favor of getting shares of Ken Walker, and I'm not, double tapping the backfield. So I think maybe once I slow up on Walker, I'll probably grab some more Charbanet, hoping we can get a push down the board. Again, I have him just a smidge behind ADP, so someone that I do have some tiebreakers with, that pushes them down a couple of spots. Jacksonville backfield, Bashaudt Tutin. I don't know if I have any Tutin yet, but I tell you what, I've got a lot of Tank Bigsby.
Yeah, I got more Bigsby than Tutin as well. Here's the first guy we're talking about where I'm like, I don't think I want him as my RB3. All the other guys, if that's my RB3, Tracy and Charbonnet and those guys, fine. I'm okay with that. Tutin's the first guy we're talking about where I don't really want that as my RB3 just because of
agreed
is it Bigsby? Is it Tutin? Is Trevor, Travis Etienne, is he going to be the guy? Like, this could be a 3-headed monster backfield. I kind of don't want to take really a much of it right now until I see some clarity through training camp. Tutin has allurement. He's a guy that definitely performed well in college. But I mean, Tank Bigsby was solid last year when he had some opportunities. Travis Etienne in his career has been solid. I know he had a bad year last year, but has been solid overall. So I just think that we're gonna really not have a ton of like spike weeks from these guys because I think all three of them could get in to the same game and do some work. But there's probably no one here that's gonna like really win you weeks.
I don't know if that's the case. I personally believe that it is going to be Etienne and Bigsby. I think they are going to take the majority of the running back touches. I just don't buy it. I don't think that they need Tutin to come in right away. Those two got a lot of high praise from Cohen early on, Tank and Etienne, and I think they're enough. And I think that they kind of complement what he had in Tampa pretty well. Etienne to their Rashad White, Tank to Bucky Irving. I'm not saying each player is each, but I think that there are fair comps and the skill sets of what he has available to him now versus Tampa Bay. And I think that if we get that type of split, you're really telling yourself you want Etienne and Bigsby, and you're really not saying which way it has to go. I mean, Rashad White, very good before he wasn't anymore. Like until the end of last season. Like 2 seasons ago, he was the RB7, and then he was the RB24 last year, even with Bucky Irving coming in and just completely dethroning him. So in this situation, I think there's a lot more upside for drafting Etienne and Bigsby at this time because their value is better than Tutin's, and I see the switch up coming. I mean, we've already seen it this week. I mean, Tutin just days ago was ahead of Etienne, and now Etienne has edged him. Let me look where it's at right now. So Etienne is RB37 and Tutin is RB38, and that was exactly opposite just days ago. And then let's see how far Tank is down. He's a bit down here. He's at RB47. I don't know if I see Tutin getting all the way down to RB47, but I could definitely see 42. I could definitely see 45. I think that there's going to be a push and a flip of this ADP. And I think at that time, you might be able to convince yourself to take some Tutin. But I don't think that time is now.
Yeah. Steve saying that he's taking a little bit of Tutin, but he does worry that this is a 3-man backfield. This one's going to be interesting, Bruni. You got to keep a close eye on the old Jags backfield through camp here.
It will be an ADP story for the centuries. That's for certain. Next up, we've got Raandre Stevenson coming off the board, RB40. I like him a little bit more than market. I've got him at RB37. Finished as RB27 last year and 36 the year prior. What's your read of this situation, Stevenson versus Travion? Do you have a lot of exposure of either or, neither? What's your read here?
Yeah, I have a lot in the big board and early on for Henderson.
Okay.
I've kind of slowed it down just slightly. I still like Henderson a lot more than I like Stevenson. Stevenson's big issue is putting the ball on the ground, getting himself in trouble with the coaching staff. That's an issue, right? That the new regime has brought in Henderson for a reason, right? They probably like Henderson a lot more than they're going to like Stevenson. I hit him with the gritty. Mike, I forget how to say his name, Bolduck or whatever. He's hardcore on Stevenson, has like 70%. Best of luck there. I don't know how that's going to work out for him. Loved Stevenson like 2 years ago, man. He was solid. I just don't think that he gets back there. I really don't. Henderson was a quality running back in college. is going to come in, do exactly what they want him to because he's a rookie. He's going to want to get paid, right? Like we see that a lot with these rookies coming in because they know, all right, I do my job for a couple years. I'm getting the bag, right? Stevenson's probably on his way out after the year's over, going to another team. I don't know, man. Like, I just can't see Stevenson being a really good running back this year. I do think Henderson is going to take over that backfield and not look back. Probably going to get ourselves more of like a 70-30 split here with Henderson in favor. So I like Henderson a lot more than I like Stevenson. Hate to say that because, he was my dude a couple years back, but just, I don't know. Something about Stevenson. I don't like this. Just is generally not where I'm taking a running back anyway. I generally look to the tight ends and the wide receivers in this area as well. So it's probably why I don't have Stevenson a lot. But yeah, man, just not in on Stevenson this year. I'll take a little bit, but it ain't gonna be a lot.
I think it's a fair value, to be honest with you. I think the fact that the offense continues to get better, Henderson is there, and he is a production threat without doubt. But I view this backfield really no dissimilarly to the Chargers. They got better on the offensive line, getting Will Campbell. That's a good check. Yeah, he does have, competition for touches in Henderson. But Ramondre's been, still okay on this offense. He averaged over 10.5 fantasy points per game the last 2 seasons. It's not great. It's not sexy. It may be because he was the only guy there. Last season, he played 15 games. The season prior, he played 12. But when he's getting on the field, he's putting up fair numbers. Hasn't rushed for 1,000 yards since 2022. Not amazing. But I think that his pass catching upside and just overall NFL experience, keeps him on the field. It also doesn't feel like an offense that's going to be incredibly deep. They kind of need to move in strides. They can't play at a fast pace. And I think that lends favor for Henderson and Stevenson alike. I think the only thing you don't like for both of them is that you do have some rushing upside in Drake May, and maybe he kind of also steals some production from both of them. But I think Ramondre, again, per the cost, is really not that bad, especially, kind of the landscape of, RB2s, like the guys that we're going to be talking about. They really don't have like similar type of, previous production thresholds that they've hit or really of anything of note other than, hey, we're taking some bets here. We're taking some shots. And so in an offense that I think that's still going to run a lot, this is a fair price. And I wouldn't say to scare people off. 70%, it seems a bit much. Seems like there's a secondary level of commitment there that maybe we're unaware of. But I think that you can balance out some Stevenson into some builds. If he's your RB4, I think you probably have 3 really good running backs ahead of him. And I would like to see how that finishes out for you. Wouldn't go like hyper fragile with like four running back build with a Stevenson run stop, but I would get him into like a solid 5 or 6 and feel pretty good about it at 4 or 5.
I am interested to hear Steve and Meg's take on Stevenson.
Did you mute
I know
yourself?
that they're big. No, can you hear me? Can you not hear me?
Nope, it's just me.
Oh, okay, just you. I'm interested to hear what Steve and Meg have to say about Stevenson because they're a big running back family, right? So I'd be interested to see where they're coming out on Stevenson. But let me ask you: so Stevenson or Taj Spears?
Stevenson.
See, I go Spears. Stevenson or Ray Davis?
Stevenson.
I go Ray Davis. Better offense in my mind. Stevenson or Javonte Williams?
Stevenson by a hair, by 2.
See, they're like I could see Stevenson, but Javonte Williams, as of right now, probably the lead guy, right? Like, I don't think Stevenson's going to be the lead guy. It's hard for me to take Stevenson because of that. Let's say, Bruni, so this is round 11. Let's say you got
these
5
aren't lead guys, though. These aren't lead guys. The guys that are going around them.
Javonte Williams is the lead guy as of right now for Dallas.
Yeah, I mean,
you got Jaden Blue too, who also goes around.
They're very close. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a similar situation. Like that's like saying Tutin's the lead guy because of ADP. Like it's kind of tough. Jaden Blue's the next guy on the list, so like we'll get right to it. I mean, we can kind of segue there, like that backfield versus the Patriots. I think you just like the Patriots backfield. Like it's an offense that's going to be able to run the ball. And Dallas coming off a season where I think they had the fewest rushing yards in the NFL last year, and these are their replacements. I'd kind of rather have Blue than Javonte. That's just me.
I don't know that I want Stevenson over either one of these guys potentially because of the offense that they play in. Like, aren't the Pats going to be behind in games probably?
Mike Vrabel's the coach now. I don't know. He's got a new defense.
There's a reason he isn't still the coach of the Titans. I mean, he wasn't over, and he had Derrick Henry before. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's tough for me to get there with Stevenson, but Blue's a wild card, man. Cue up the wild card sound if we have. We should really get that. We're from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Wild card, baby. He's a wild card. This is a guy that could eventually be the lead running back for the Cowboys, or if they could go get somebody and we're like, Jaden Blue, thanks for not knowing you for an entire year. Like he is such a boomer bust pick. I don't know where to lean. This is a guy that I would just throw him on a team at random. Like I have him on a slow draft right now. I picked it as my 5th running back because 3 of the running backs I have are really good. One's I forget who it is that it's like an okay pick. And then I'm like, you know what? I'll take a wild card guy as my 5th one, and that'll probably be it, right? I don't want to build him as my RB3. RB4, that's tough still. RB5, I'll take the shot on the wild card. Like, I'm okay with that. But damn, man, I don't know. It's going to be tough for him to really pay off without Javonte just completely sucking. And if they add somebody, again, we might really be out on Jaden Blue.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not excited about Javonte Williams. It's a nice, okay pick. I think Blue is really no dissimilar to the other RB2s that we've discussed that offer you that a little bit more comfort for late season upside, someone that could potentially, bring home a 25 plus performance in weeks 15, 16, 17. For the Cowboys in general, they just don't feel like they're going to be a very run proficient team. So maybe that can help Jaden Blue out. Maybe as a pass catcher, he certainly should shine above Javonte and Miles Sanders in that potential department. But again, that's also because the situation is not great. So I haven't really been targeting Dallas running backs. The reason, like I said, with Raandre versus Jaden Blue, like Raandre, like I said, like when he's playing, he's averaging 10 fantasy points per game. If he's healthy, he might give you way more than what Jaden Blue offers you in weeks 15, 16, 17. If Jaden Blue comes in and he's a guy or a rookie that just averages 4 to 5 fantasy points per game, it's really not that, irregular. Look at Jalen Wright last year. He didn't do anything, right? Look how well he was touted and how excited people were about him. Raheem Mostert still outproduced him, I believe. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how it goes sometimes. So you're leaning like on the scales of like best ball theocracy, right? Do we play it safe, someone that can maybe advance you like a Stevenson, or do you play for the upside in a guy like Jaden Blue? You balance it out. It's based on need. It's based on your build. It's based on your emotions. If you have a boner at that moment, I don't know. There's a lot of reasons to pick somebody and not pick somebody. Miles Sanders probably don't have a boner.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like, where you at with Miles Sanders? I am not in.
The cost is free. He's like a last round pick.
Yeah.
Here's your boy. Taj Spears, RB42. Finishes RB43 last year and RB35 the year prior. It sounds like they want to do an even split. The offense does look better. You like the per attempt production. 84 attempts, 312 rushing yards, not bad. Explosive player, but I mean, you just even look at the photo. He's just a little person. What do you think about Taj Spears this year?
Yeah, I like it because of going at RB42, and they're talking about more of a 50-50 split, solely for that fact. Like, we can lean on the potential of him getting a decent amount of workload. Tony Pollard, serviceable guy. Taj Spears, serviceable guy. This is a guy, though, that I think could, if Tony Pollard would get injured, would have a pretty nice role, would be game script proof because he would probably be in there when they're winning. And when they're losing, we see he can catch balls too. So a rookie quarterback on a team, best friends become tight end and your running back. You want to dump it down. You don't want to be throwing a ton of picks. You don't want the coaching staff to get really pissed off of you right out of gate. Cam Ward has been putting in the work. And I think that, he could lean on his running backs and Taj Spears that going at RB42. feels like a pretty decent value right now. I'm all over Taj Spears right now.
Yeah, I have no arguments for him at his cost. Someone that I think I've pushed down maybe like 2 or 3 spots, but again, I think that's more just about some risers that I have ahead of him. But situation's not bad. Does lack some touchdown upside, but the fact that he's in a 50-50 split, if that really is the case, coming off the board this late in an offense that's going to improve, going to be better, I think you are getting some closing line value and a discount at this time.
Yep.
Next up, Ray Davis getting a little juice in the media the past couple of days because James Cook, he's pouting, he's posturing, not getting what he wants. They're saying, oh, they're so far apart, and now everybody's in love with Ray Davis. I am not in a huge love-hate one way or the other. I think it's a fair click with some correlation. Maybe you drafted some Eagles. Maybe you just got Josh Allen naked. You want a nice little bring back. I think I get purposeful with it at that point. I don't think there's really anything that just like launches me to Ray Davis. I think even if Ray Davis was somehow the guy, it just wouldn't be as great as advertised. It would be the weeks of Josh Allen rushing in touchdowns, Ty Johnson catching little floaters out of the back of the end zone, just obnoxious production elsewhere, because that's what we've known and come to see from the Bills since the departure of Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, I like Davis, man. Good offense, first off. This whole James Cook thing, I don't think it truly comes to fruition where he just holds out. I think he's there at the start, But Ray Davis, man, I don't know. Like the eye test made me really like Ray Davis last year. I know it doesn't show it because he only had 17 receptions, but he had some really nice catches. Like things that you're like, oh, like that was kind of eye-opening that he fucking made that catch. I think eye test makes me like Ray Davis a lot more than I probably need to. But again, like good offense, RB43. If James Cook does go down, he's not finishing an RB43. That's for damn sure. He'll be probably somewhere at the back end RB2, high RB3. And you're getting an RB43 like that. That's a really nice potential. Like this is somebody I want to be on just in case the situation does go south for James Cook for whatever reason. I do agree with you though. If James Cook is out, we're going to probably see a little bit more Josh Allen than we normally do as well. But that doesn't really mean anything when it comes down to it. Like who do they want to get hurt? Ray Davis or Josh Allen? Ray Davis all day long. So in those scenarios, they're going to want to give Ray Davis some opportunities to go score some touchdowns. I don't know, man. It feels like a really nice value. Give me Ray Davis.
I get good points with the proficiency of the offense. You see, what is that? 130 touches, 6 touchdowns. Not terrible. I mean, you look at the total points across the season, and the numbers aren't bad. Average 6.3 fantasy points per game last year as a rookie. Good, but not sexy. We definitely need a leap forward, and I don't think that we get that outside of like a James Cook, something bad. Don't think anything is going to happen with the contract, but really just a good handcuff. Good handcuff. James Cook had like 15 touchdowns last year, and can't remember the total touches, but the percentage was ridiculous. Someone who didn't do anything last year, Trey Benson. Are you in or out on Trey Benson this year?
Man,
cost doesn't feel expensive.
It's not. It is not expensive. And the thing that you can hang your hat on if you really like Trey Benson is that James Conner ain't getting any younger, but that dude just keeps producing. I think it really takes an injury for James Conner to happen that Trey Benson becomes a thing. Without that, they just lean on James Conner, right? Like, so you're kind of just hanging your hat on maybe James Conner, this is the year he slows down, gets injured, starts to make his way out a little bit, whatever the case may be. I can't really make a good, and I can't say anything good about Trey Benson because we haven't really seen it, right? I think in college he was a fine running back. I don't know. It's a guy that I'll click every now and again as my RB5 in a 6 RB build or my RB6 just because maybe James Conner really does slow down. Outside of that, man, like I'm not targeting him.
Yeah, I mean, if you drafted some Bengals, you have other Cardinals. You want some Trey Benson, Taj Brooks, Week 17 fireworks.
Ooh, that would be sick.
Dial it up. I mean, yeah, I mean, for me, he's a pick where it's really no dissimilar to Ray Davis. Like I need something else going on with my build, some correlation, some back stacking, something like that. Rashad White next up. Really love this value. Someone that I'm very high on. And when my roster is not looking very good at running back, it's probably going to be backed up with Rashad White. Someone that we have seen do it, like I said, RB24 last year, with that tail off at the end of the season with the emergence of Bucky Irving, but RB7 the year prior. So we've seen Rashad White have that role and be able to flourish with a lot of touches. And for that, again, very similar points that we made about Ray Davis, about Jaden Blue, with just like the opportunity. It's there. Like, he's going to have a regular role. It will still be as the 1B behind Bucky Irving, but I think he's going to get valuable touches. And at RB45, I think this is an absolute steal.
Yeah, man, I'm with you, and so is Steve. Steve says, I don't get why White is going so late. Big passing role, red zone role, and backup role. I mean, Bucky's the dude, right? Like, we saw Bucky be awesome last year. Bucky's the
down
guy.
Down the stretch. I mean, this was still the Rashad White show for the majority of the season. If anything, some of us, that had more third place teams than first and seconds with a lot of Rashad White, we're hurt.
We're hurt.
We're hurt.
Yeah, like, Bucky just came in and was like, all right, Rashad White, like, you're fine. Down. You're serviceable, but I'm awesome.
Down.
So Bucky's fantastic, right? Rashad White, though, like, I agree. Like, this is too late for him. As Steve's pointing out, like, a lot of opportunity for him to score points. And we've already seen him be an RB1 before Bucky. If Bucky goes down, Rashad White goes back to RB1 season all over again. Like, and in an offense that's going to put up points, in an offense that likes to move quick. Like, I like that too for running backs, is when your offense wants to move quick. A lot of times the linebackers aren't set, and that running back speeds out to the outside, and that's a free pass for Baker to Rashad White. So there's a lot of things I like about Rashad White. Going too late, PSA people, go take him. Side note, if you look at his helmet and not his hand, it looks like he has a nub on his right arm, because
I thought so too.
I was like looking, I'm like, why does he have a nub? I'm like, oh, it's white on white there. So
yeah,
just side note.
Yeah. It's that brightness and shit. No, I love Rashad White's value. Like I said, regular role. He's going to be a part of the offense. He is a number 2, but in this group of 2s, like, he may be one of the more valuable ones based on how late he's going now. Get this value while you still can. Excuse me. His cost will rise. The closing line value is going to drop. Get in on him before the clock turns. Next up, we've got Isaac Gerendo. Nothing really sexy from last year. I think he had 3 top 12 finishes and 1 inside the top 3. You're looking at, no Jordan Mason now. Isaac Gerendo sitting right behind CMC. CMC hasn't been as reliable. All the reports are like A+++. I've never seen so many positive things mentioned about Christian McCaffrey's health in my life, probably his own. He's the most athletic we've ever seen him. He's the most ready we've ever seen him. He could play football tomorrow. He'd be ready to go. Week 1's tomorrow. He's starting. Like, all right, we get it. Fine. He's healthy. He's been drinking his goat milk or whatever. Isaac Gerendo, where does that leave him? I mean, do we believe that we actually get a reliable RB2 role out of San Francisco this year? Like, we were like, hey, it's fine. We're going to let someone else also carry the ball.
Yeah, I think I take the approach of I want to draft a Niners running back. I haven't taken a ton of Gerendo, but I've definitely taken him. Again, like, a CMC goes down, it's a running back situation that you kind of want to be in on. So I'm fine. RB46, like you said, CMC, not the best bill of health throughout the career here. So Isaac Gerendo, man, if he steps up and gets the opportunity at RB46, you're probably paying dividends.
I'm going to say this is a pure handcuff play. I am not in the school of thought that Gerendo is going to have standalone value each week. So that, I mean, other than like real big blowouts, but I don't see that being the case because the Niners defense looks really bad right now. If anything, I see them playing behind a lot. Tyler Algier, the handcuff himself, Mr. Handcuff, the past couple of years, did regress across the last 2 seasons, went from 151 in 2002 to 128 in 2003, and then 99 fantasy points last year. Does he continue to decline, Andrew? Or is there a bit of a resurgence looming for Tyler Algier?
I think he's fine still. I mean, Bijan's the dude. Still a fine pick though, on an offense that when they get around the red zone, I don't think they're going to want Penix to throw a bunch of interceptions and lose them games. I think that they are going to continue to run the ball around the red zone. And we saw Tyler Algier, have opportunities to score touchdowns. Still a fine pick. A pretty decent option if you do want to stack some Falcons. Maybe you get Drake London and you want to have another piece. Easy to stack with. I'm still in on Tyler Algier until the NFL tells me otherwise. Obviously, he is kind of like a handcuff play where Bijan goes down. Tyler Algier is probably really good. Standalone value, not fantastic. But again, a lot of these guys down here are going to be, if the guy goes down, very good running back. So yeah, I'm still in on Tyler Algier. RB48 is not going to kill you.
Yeah, I think you definitely want to have him be your last guy. I like if Algier's your 5, I just don't know if there's really anything beyond that that's going to make me feel really good about like my 5 or 6. I'm really not as in on him. I feel like since the departure of Arthur Smith, the Falcons have realized, hey, we need to get every little bit out of Bijan. What were we doing? Splitting it, up these touches with him and Tyler Algier. And I think we are going to see that continue to be the case. I bump him down. Where do I have him? I think it's like 5. No, it's just 2 spots. I have him bumped down 2 spots, RB50. So again, a bit of a bump at his ADP. Other guys that I'm drafting at that spot.
Yep.
Moving right along, Austin Ekeler. Good, but not great production last year. Just wasn't healthy enough. I think he only played in 12 games last year. Missed some significant time. He's my RB54. Last year, he finished as RB35, and it was RB28 the year prior. But again, last year, he played in just 12 games. He played in 14 games just 2 years ago. Still a lot of pass catching work. You like to see it. And when he was healthy, he did have some nice weeks. Put up some decent numbers, but the highs were high and the valleys were low. What's your thought on the RB2 situation with the Manders?
Yeah, Austin Ekeler still a pretty decent pick here. We've seen him have a lot of receiving work. We saw that they trusted him in situations. Jaden Daniel obviously relied on him in a few games as well, so I think it's still a pretty decent pick for him. The issue is obviously he could get injured again. He's an older running back, but B-Rob is no elite running back, so it's not like B-Rob's going to get 80% of the work. Like Eckler's still going to have opportunities, so I still like Ekeler. Got to be right guy for the right build, though. Don't make him like your RB3 by any means, because he is not Austin Ekeler of 5 years ago.
Yeah, correct. I think, again, this is a very good offense. He's going to have a regular role. I think the only deterrent to not taking him is the age and potential injury. I would say he's a relatively easy click here. But again, if you're aiming for like that playoff availability, I think that's where his value can come into question. Maybe you want to have some other ties there, maybe a Dallas bring back for week 17, or just some team stacking there. Next up, another value I know that we both love, Roschon Johnson for the Chicago Bears. It sounds like we are going to escape the potential of Nick Chubb coming in, bringing a third head to this running back group. What's your thought process on Roschon? I know that we're both obviously big fans. Where are you at right now? You taking him like a lot ahead of ADP? Is he just a nice fall into your breadbasket? What's up?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people aren't taking him way ahead of ADP, so you can just kind of wait, and when he comes around ADP, just take him. I mean, RB2 on a Ben Johnson offense. He was very good in college. It just sucks that he's sat behind old Beige there. So I really like Roschon. I mean, I'm going to still be on him. I've been on him since the get-go. I'm going to be on him now. A couple things you got to like about Roschon. One, he wears number 23. Michael Jordan, come on. Last year, scored 69 points. Nice. Being on Roschon, RB50 in a Ben Johnson offense, it kind of looks like David Montgomery. Just saying. Probably a good pick right now, ladies and gents. Go get yourself some Roschon.
I think there is going to be some closing line value here. He is going to climb the board. The deeper we get into the summer, the closer we get to week 1, because there are going to be the casuals that are going to make that clear distinction of, oh, hey, Ben Johnson, heard he works pretty well with dual running backs, right? And I think that was the case. Oh, yeah, him and Swift, they weren't like best of friends, but people have been saying that like in like Discords and like Twitter comments and stuff like that. Like, oh, Swift and Ben Johnson, they have a rough history. It's like, bro, if you heard the way DeAndre Swift is like talking about Ben Johnson and like the whole process, like it sounded like it was his son, like what they're going through and like OTAs and kind of the transformation of the philosophy in the locker room and stuff like that. DeAndre Swift, it sounded like Ben Johnson was his dad. RoShaun, love that click. Also love the Braylon Allen click.
Yes.
This is going to be an offense where they're going to run the ball a lot. They still haven't added a prominent receiver alongside Garrett Wilson. Could happen maybe in free agency. Maybe they, target Amari Cooper or Keenan Allen, whatever. They're still going to run the ball a lot. I still love Breece Hall at his value. But Braylon Allen going to take a step forward this year. I think there's going to be more touchdowns. He is a dark horse for me to land in double-digit rushing touchdowns. Offense, I think, is still actually going to be better with Justin Fields. I know that he has a ton of knocks on him as a passing quarterback, but what he can do is still move the chains. He can get the ball down the field. He's got a great rapport with Garrett Wilson. I think this offense pushes forward from last year, specifically on the ground. You'll have Fields also being able to keep drives alive with his legs, extend plays, etc. And I think really that boosts the levels for everybody here. And when you're looking around and you're kind of reading the room, you're like, who's going to produce this year? I mean, you see Garrett Wilson, you see Breece Hall. Who's the next person you see? I mean, to me, it's Braylon Allen. Like, he's like potentially the third best weapon to utilize on the team, let alone the receivers, the tight ends. I mean, like, to me, he's the guy that stands out between after those top two guys. Is there someone there that I'm missing that we should be? Is it Allen Lazard? Am I out the door on Allen
Mason
Lazard
Taylor,
right now?
Mason Taylor,
Yeah.
the rookie tight end could spell some of that, right? Like that's a real thing.
A fun late click.
Yeah,
Mason Taylor.
Yeah, definitely. I'm with you though for everything you said for Braylon Allen. Love Braylon Allen. Loved him last year. Still love him this year. The thing I really like about Braylon Allen is that if the Jets really stink, they could offload Breece Hall very quickly in a trade. Yeah. And that at the end of the year, with Braylon Allen as your starting running back for the New York Jets, and you got him at RB51, that's a very nice thing to be able to lean yourself on at the end of best ball season. Braylon Allen, one of the only guys down here that we're going to talk about where I'm like, he could just get there because of a trade.
Mm-hmm. No. I mean, anything. I mean, another situation where he's an amazing handcuff. I'm saying like he's potentially the third best weapon on the offense. If the number two, his number one running back went down, what that would do for him would be immense. Next up, Rico Dowdle. Hey, great year last year. Just going to come in and spell Chuba Hubbard. I think both of these guys do similar things well, being able to get short yardage, but still have some burst for some long speed. I think Dowdle is in a good situation this year. I mean, you still have Dave Canales there, very good at coaching the run, very good at scheming up, chunk plays. I think Dowdle could have an active role. I just think that, expecting returns similar to last year are going to be, well in doubt. I could easily see him maybe crack 110, 120 fantasy points, but I would probably cap him at like 135. I think if Chuba is healthy, Rico is going to have a bit of an uphill battle in a growing offense at that. An offense that is also has suddenly become very deep at receiver.
I don't know where to come in on Rico yet. I haven't really made my stance on Rico. I like Chuba a whole lot, which is probably what blindsides me a little bit here. I put the blinders on because I love Chuba so much that I'm like, I don't know. Can Rico really get there? I don't know.
Super Hubbard.
Yeah, I don't really know that Rico does. If Chuba doesn't get hurt. Like, it's kind of where I feel like I'm not sure. Like, we're going to talk about the next guy, Jaylen Wright. I'd rather have Wright over Dowdle just because I think there's standalone value there as opposed. I think Wright will get more work than Dowdle will, personally. I don't know. Dowdle's fine. He would be good with an injury, without an injury. Not sure, like, how many weeks you're going to get standalone value that you actually want in your lineup.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the attempts, total yards, I mean, it's not great, but again, what he can do is, really a combination of everything, and I think that complements Chuba well. But I don't expect Chuba to also get, like 30 touches a game either. So I think there is going to be some counterbalance in this run offense. Dave Canales is going to not overload Chuba, I think, to like dog status, like being a true bell cow. So I think that is going to open a window for Dowdle. And I would probably still take him over Jaylen Wright. And I like Jaylen Wright, but not enough there. Not enough body of work. I mean, this is an offense I could see Alexander Mattison taking snaps and keeping Jaylen Wright off the field because McDaniels is just weird. He's just a weird guy. He schemes up all sorts of random shit. I love Jaylen Wright. I think he's in a good situation, but I would probably still bump him behind Dowdle just a little bit. I think with the Dolphins scenario, I mean, you did see Mostert go. You got a good, kind of 1 year little audition, little tryout for Jaylen Wright. And I think from just what I see now from him in OTAs and, him working with the team, seeing his explosivity, he gained some size, he gained some weight. I mean, he looks good right now. It's kind of a wait and see scenario. I'm definitely sprinkling him in where I can, especially with, any of my, Dolphins back stacks, or I'm trying to think who they play week 17, who I would say to draft him with.
The Dolphins.
The Dolphins, yeah. I know week 16 it's the Bengals.
They play
week 17 is. It's divisional. The Patriots?
The Bucks.
The Bucks. State to state.
Not divisional.
State to state. No, neighbors. It's the neighbors game. Anything to add on Jaylen Wright? I mean, it sounds like you like him more than Dowdle, at least.
I do. Just I think there's standalone value with Wright, just the way that the Dolphins use their running backs. And Achane, speedy guy, a little bit smaller guy, undersized slightly. Could definitely get hurt probably a little bit easier than Chuba could. I mean, anyone can get hurt at any time. Don't hear what I'm not saying. I just think that Wright holds some standalone value because of the way that the Dolphins use their running backs. He kind of fits exactly what Achane can do, not as fast, but can kind of do the similar thing. So I think he holds a little bit more standalone value personally.
Yep. And fair value again in round 15. Will Shipley, any love outside of a handcuff of Saquon Barkley? I mean, don't think there's a lot of standalone upside here.
There is not. No. Will Shipley, cool guy. Fine pick.
Fine
pick. Only if there's an injury. That is correct. Will Shipley, next.
Pretty much.
Yeah, right.
I don't know anyone that's making a grand stand for Will Shipley. Oh, you have to draft this guy. Oh, you have to get him cornered on your roster. Really, the same thing with Justice Hill.
Justice Hill,
very good spell.
Repeat, Will Shipley.
Yeah, but again, we've seen him do some stuff at least. The production's pretty barren still for Will Shipley. I mean, again, Justice Hill, likewise. You have 4 total touchdowns
in PPR best ball, much more appealing.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, he looks like he's going to be the only spell to Derrick Henry. I am not a believer of Keaton Mitchell or anything like that. I think he's going to continue to spell him. I think he's a good complement, when they're able to go into the hurry up offense and really change up the pace of the game. But other than that, it's nothing sexy. DJ Giddens, you getting you some?
Yes, I am. This is probably one of my most exposed late running backs.
Interesting.
I really like DJ Giddens. Good college production. A guy that definitely probably just automatically is the RB2 on the team. There's nobody else there, right? Jonathan Taylor can't.
Herbert.
Neat. Okay, yeah. Well, you know how I feel about him. All right, I was team RoShaun over him last year.
Someone was saying Miles Sanders in the chat.
Yeah, well,
I mean, it's the same thing.
It's not for everybody. DJ Giddens, there's nobody in front of him to take that spot. It's him and only him, really. Jonathan Taylor can't just put 400 fucking carries on his resume. It's just not sustainable. I think Giddens holds standalone value. Jonathan Taylor, we've seen him get injured before too. DJ Giddens, next man up, RB57. Very nice value for that on a team that's probably going to want to run the ball as much as physically possible because of their awful quarterback situations that they got going on there. And I mean, if he happens to become the RB1, because this is also another guy, I think, because of a trade could happen because of how bad the team is and how good the starting running back actually is. If that happens again, you're getting a really nice, starting running back, and you took him at RB57.
That would be crazy if they traded Jonathan Taylor. That would be nuts. The daughters are out of control. The Irsay daughters, they got to go. That would be crazy. That would be wild. I'm like, oh yeah, we just took over the team. We sold Jonathan Taylor. It's no big deal. No, I mean, I think he's a fine click. The names that he's competing with, yes, are not very strong. You got Khalil Herbert. Who was the other one? Salvon Ahmed getting back up in there. You all know
Neat.
Salvon Ahmed. Tyler Goodson. Man. How about the Jarquez Hunter Blake Corum debate?
Oh man. Take two different approaches here. I really don't know. Take two different approaches. If you want to be in on a Rams backup running back, take whichever one you feel you like the best. Whether that's Blake Corum, because I feel like he could do what Kyren does if Kyren goes down, or you take Jarquez Hunter, who does the passing downs role probably way better than either one of those other guys. So do you want a little bit of standalone value and probably wouldn't be the lead guy if Kyren goes out? Or do you take Corum, who would probably be the lead guy if Kyren goes out, but doesn't really have that passing down work kind of profile? I don't know. I mean, again, wait and see with camp. Take either one that you want right now and see what happens.
I'm not taking either of them. I don't think that either of them are going to jump on the scene and be the next Kyren or the next Puka. Where they're going to be this round 16, 17 player that returns like rounds 1, 2, or 3 production. And I feel like sometimes people get caught in the headlights with the Rams because it keeps happening. It happened with Kyren, it happened with Puka. They just magically think it's going to happen again because they drafted a sexy rookie. They thought it was going to happen last year with Blake Corum. They're like, oh, well, we're just going to do all this all over again. They're like, no, we're not. What are you talking? No, what the hell? I think any of them are a fine click, but I have no conviction to take any of them with any type of immense exposure. Marshawn Lloyd, the bounce back. Do you believe?
Do we get hurt again?
Do you believe in miracles? Do you believe in miracles?
Look at that photo. Oh,
he's a beast. He looks like a dog in OTAs, dude. He looks like a dog.
That dude's about to fucking run over somebody.
I'm kind of okay putting him in that RoShaun, Braylon Allen tier of just late round dudes that look like they could smash in the red zone, and that's about it. And also, the Packers just love to run the ball. Yeah, I mean, shit. If Jacob were to get hurt,
throw some shekels his way in drafts. Don't go overboard. But
I'm not opposed to it. Yeah,
get a little bit.
I think I was more opposed to it in the big board, probably just because I didn't see him in OTAs yet. Seeing him on the field and just being active, it looks like he's going to be all right. It looks like he's fine.
Yeah,
looks like there's not too much to worry about. What about your boy Samson?
Nope. Jerome Ford, baby. It's the Ford season. Samson, I don't think spells out Jerome Ford. Jerome Ford, the coaches like Jerome Ford a lot. They really trust him. He was serviceable when they needed him. I think that I think Samson's a good dynasty pick. I just don't think that this is the year that he really has a ton of value up in there unless there's some sort of injury and he becomes the 2. Also, if you look at him, he looks like Brandon Cooks in the face. Just notice that. I'd rather have Jerome Ford over Dylan Sampson. I know I probably stand on the island with that. A lot of people like Dylan Sampson because he's the new shiny toy, but Ford for me.
That was my original thought was I want to buy the dip in Ford, and I've done that, but I've also gotten a lot of Ford. And I think when you're in those situations, when you get a lot of one of those guys, you need to counterbalance. So I would say even for myself, it would be time to start tweaking in some shares of Dylan Sampson. Devin Neal, the clear RB2. You want to talk about no competition? I mean, it's him and Keandre Miller. Keandre Miller hasn't done dinky do. Devin Neal could be a potential steal here. I'm not sure Alvin Kamara finishes the year with the Saints. I mean, you want to talk about somebody that could be traded if things aren't going well. I think there's potential for Kamara to be traded before the season starts. I think Devin Neal, at least in my firm opinion, when I'm drafting him, when I'm clicking his name, he's going to be the starting running back for the Saints weeks 15, 16, and 17 this year.
Yes. Fully agree. Kamara, still the guy. The issue is at the end of the year, if they are bad, Devin Neal probably is getting more playing work. Also, Alvin Kamara, isn't he knows the team probably isn't winning anything. How much is he going to truly want to give at the end of the year too?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think Devin Neal holds value because of at the end of the year, you're probably going to get some decent playing time from him, as well as throughout the year, he'll get some playing time. But I think you're really picking him for the end of the year upside.
This guy says, yeah, but we are trusting a guy named Devin Neal.
Definitely.
He's got 2 first names.
So do I.
First names. Oh, rest in peace, Woody Marks, Andrew.
Oh, I know. What a shit show.
Damn it. Is it over? Is it over?
No, I don't think it's over, but it definitely hurts.
Over, Andrew.
Definitely hurts.
It's over, Andrew.
Oh, man. Woody Marks, what could have been?
Yeah, I'm out. I wasn't in before. It's not because of I was like, oh, I kind of did say someone was going to sign there, but it was just not great. I think the draft capital wasn't there.
Here's the case for Woody Marks is Mixon gets hurt. Woody Marks takes that role over. Chubb, I don't think has that left in him anymore to be.
This is a handcuff, though. This is still like, I mean, because even if Chubb is the guy, I mean, he would still have like, the majority of red zone touches at that point. Like his share would still go up if he's healthy. But yeah, no, you're looking for a big injury there. Brashad Smith just recently edged out Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, tough role. So Steve picked him. Do you remember that draft where we all freaking out? We thought Steve got kidnapped. He wasn't drafting any running backs, and he took Brashad Smith. I asked him about that when on the Lineup Legends, coming to you Wednesday, by the way, for everyone who wants to jump in, last week. And I asked him about that pick. I'm like, why Brashad Smith? Like, as your last running back, what is the appeal? He said they need a Jerick McKinnon type guy. They don't really have that on the roster outside of Brashad Smith. So he thinks that there's a standalone value of Brashad Smith is the new Jerick McKinnon.
That would be nice. Or the new Damian Williams or the new
Correct. Yeah, except for better.
Hey, that game against Houston, man.
Oh, one game.
Hall of Famer Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
That just goes to show you, ladies and gentlemen, if somebody that you pick later on in drafts goes absolutely bizarre in week 1, just trade him. Just trade him immediately.
No, break out the champagne. Break out the
no.
I'm okay with Brashad Smith, but I think Kareem Hunt's going to have touchdown upside. I would be interested to see how these ADPs play out. I don't really know if we're going to find the Kansas City RB room to be friendly. I feel like a lot of deception there. A lot of mouse to feed and a lot of cooks in the kitchen. Almost done here. I think we've got 2 left. We've got Audric Estime surviving at what it would appear the Nick Chubb disaster as well,
but might be a J.K. Dobbins victim.
Boo!
Just saying. There's reports.
I'm still taking Estime.
I'm still taking him too right now, but if Dobbins goes there, Woody Marks meet Audric Estime.
Boo! Taj Brooks.
Yes.
Competing with Zach Moss.
Yep, Zach Moss. Who? Fuck out of the way, Zach Moss. Taj Brooks beating you for the RB2 down roll. Yes, and yes. Good. Like, not just go get him.
I don't think there's like significant information to say like, oh, you have to be overweight on him. But
no,
again, good bring back. They play the Cardinals. So if you have Cardinals for week 17, if you have other Bengals, I'm into that.
Yes.
And then Raheem Mostert, RB77, the last RB2 available. That's spread from RB3 to RB77. Ashton Genty to Raheem Mostert. Wow. Or I think it's RB4.
I think they give Ashton Genty anything and everything that he can handle. Raheem Mostert, probably nothing unless injury happens. Not really taking Raheem Mostert.
I haven't taken any Raheem Mostert yet. Sorry, class. Sorry. Didn't mean to disappoint you.
Yeah.
All right, who's ready to do a draft?
Woo! Draft, baby. Draft. Wake up, chat. You guys in here? You guys still ready to draft? Going into a nice BBM. Bruni, pull it up here for the good people. Again, if anybody wants to join in with us, Underdog Fantasy, going to the Best Ball Mania 6 FK Coolers, thank you. Says great convo. Really enjoyed it. Appreciate you. Anyone who wants to join in with us, again, Best Ball Mania doing the 20 seconds per. That is the defaulted one. 20 seconds per. Y'all don't want to grade on the Mostert take. We do not. No, if that's what you're asking. But thank you. I appreciate that. Anyway, you can hop in a BBM with us here on Underdog, and then you can take Mostert and we'll grade your team at the end. How about that? Get in with us.
All right. I'll take your rake.
Take the rake. Steve says, nice discussion. I think I'm going to rip my Greyhound now. All right. Steve's scared. Doesn't want to get in with us. Just kidding, Steve. You're giving us a break, not having to draft with you. You know, it's always nice to go in there and get the plebs. All right, Bruni, are you ready?
Oh, let's fly. Let's stay high. Oh.
So that's yes?
Yeah.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Oof. All right, here we go. Count it down, Brune Dog. 5. Again, 20 seconds per. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Heading in now, Bruni. Mine says loading draft. Oh, shit. 2 more. 2 more, Brune Dog. You in?
I'm in. Oh. Okay, here we go. That was quick, nice and easy. Let's see who's in here.
Are there more drafts upcoming? Not tonight. Tonight we'll only be doing one, but yes, of course, lots more drafts on the Fanspeak Network coming your way tomorrow. Wait, no, Spread and Tyler, not tomorrow, right? Thursday now.
I think there was a scheduled switch up. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Schedule update. Well, I will be on Wednesday evening. Might have Steve on. Also, might be bringing in the new dad himself, Wiles, coming in as a guest on the Legend lineups. So look for that Wednesday. I think we're going to try to do 8:30 if possible. So look for that. Just make sure you click the bell so you're notified when we do go live. Then Thursday, draft with Spread and Tyler. And then Friday, Spread is hopping on as well for another draft. So we got plenty of drafts for you. Come on in. The water is fine. We do still have 2 more to start. So locate your Underdog account details real quick and hop up in.
No, yours is frozen. We've started.
Oh, really? Oh, then my phone is
frozen. You're at pick 5.
All right, phone frozen.
Pick 3. Jahmyr Gibbs goes number 2.
Oh, nope. This is, here we go. Go to draft, live, draft now.
Wow. Bijan goes at 4 right before you.
Chase Gibbs, Bijan, Barkley. No, you mean Barkley.
What did I say?
You said Bijan.
Gibbs went at 2.
I'll take JJ, I guess. Might as well.
Yep,
Let me pull open the full board for the nice people. There
That's
you go.
Nice.
Here we go. Bruni at the end. Anybody else in here with us that we know? I do not think so. Fat White Kid 69. Nice name. I know ETH Badger have definitely drafted with him. Don't know him, or that person, I should say. Can't assume.
Won't do it. Can't do it.
Can't stop, won't stop.
That's correct.
Steve says sibling showdown tomorrow. So yes, come back tomorrow for an Underdog show with Steve and Meg on the sibling showdown. Steve, what time is that? I think Meg and I are going on at 7:30 tomorrow. Might run 2 drafts. So make sure you come back, draft with Steve, draft with Meg, snipe them. If you really want to, you could go buy the Fanspeak Best Ball subscription at the bottom in the ticker. $34.99 now. Go to the show description. You will find a link to sign up. That way, when you draft with them tomorrow, you can steal their picks, send them into a tizzy, watch them frantically try to figure it out on stream while you laugh internally. I'm not saying to do it, but I'm not saying that you couldn't do it for $35. Go Fanspeak Best Ball subscription right now, $34.99 for the entire year, not the week, not the month, the entire year of Best Ball. Thank me later. Bruni, how you like that promo? Cut that.
That was
baby.
good.
Boom.
That was good. That was good.
Right.
We should clip that. We should clip that.
Okay. Clip that.
What are you doing here? What are you doing? What are you thinking?
On
the board.
Conkey, Higgins, Taylor.
Oh, McConkey's the pick. JJ and Ladd, that's the start.
I'm going to take Higgins.
Interesting. Is Ladd falling? There goes Ladd. Let's see. Yeah, Ladd went like 3 spots after ADP. I started off RB.
I see that.
Switching it up. Although I do have a lot of Genty. Gibbs Wilson. I don't know if I love that start. Saquon Ladd, not bad. Chase Jacobs, I've done that. Let's see what else this guy does. Rice, I kind of like Marvin there. Chase Jacobs, Marvin. I mean,
Maserati Marv.
Well, you have week 17, so like Chase, like Marvin should be like a pretty easy 1-3 click for me.
True.
Jacobs, I don't know who the Packers play week 17. I think they play the Vikings. Pretty sure they play the Vikings. Even Devontae Adams there, like Chase Adams feels better to me still than Rice. I mean, I like Rice, but I think that we've pulled him up pretty quick.
Maserati, come on down. You said the name, and I'm like, yeah, I'd love to get him right here, and he does indeed fall.
How many picks did he fall? I mean,
3, 4, 3. Yep.
Yeah,
I'll take that though. JJ Higgins, Marvin Harrison.
Yeah, I'd easily take him at 3-1. And Tyreek Hill. Tyreek, you could also argue like literally all the way up there.
The Puka Brock Bowers Chase Brown guy. That's an interesting start. I like that.
It's okay.
It's okay.
I don't. There's just a big fall off. I feel like from Jonathan Taylor to Chase Brown is all like. Yeah, that's a pretty big drop. I feel like.
Ravens. Is there a question or a statement there? What do you mean by Ravens?
Maybe who plays somebody week 17?
Oh.
The Ravens play. Yeah, the Ravens play the Packers.
Yeah, I need to know these a little better. I have I made a cheat sheet and I don't have it in front of me.
Very nice.
Also, my BBO has locked me out or something. I need to hit up our boy Pat to figure that out because it tells me there's a network error and will not let me let me go do it. So need to hit him up.
Very nice.
So Bruni, Ashton Genty, Devon Achane, DJ Moore, and
do JMO.
See what this guy does here. 3 wide receivers, Neighbors, Amon-Ra, Tet. He take him Worthy? Oh, he took Josh Allen. Okay, interesting.
Lamar for the running back drafter. Had Henry, a little bring back. Let's see. 9 spot does CMC, Collins, JSN, Hunter.
Meg said need to do latest BBO extension update, and it works. Oh, okay. Oh, yep. Who Hames? I uninstalled, reinstalled, deleted all the files for it. It works now. 10-4. 10-4, people. Appreciate that. Oh, shit. I'm up. Oh, what do we do here? You
going to anchor receiver to the middle of the board with your ETH Badger?
I don't know. Nope. I'm doing it.
Kyron?
Nope. I'm taking James Cook. I'm not afraid. I'm not scared.
He may have fallen back to you, to be honest.
Maybe. He could have. But there's a couple of wide receivers there I like yet, and also a couple of running backs. So I'm fine with it. Yeah, I'm not worried about the James Cook issue right now.
Interesting. The guy after you passed on Jaden Daniels. He could have had the McLaren, Terry and Jaden stack with Ladd and Saquon. That would have been nice. I think that was a miss by that guy.
He took Devontae and now can't get Jalen Hurts either.
Yeah, I think that was a miss.
Maybe he was
getting Barkley at 4
back.
And then being able to get that stack. That seems like it would have been unfair.
BKGJ says, why has Jaylen Warren become so incredibly unsexy a pick?
Yeah, just Caleb Johnson. I mean, everyone assumes that the touchdown upside is gone. But I see the offense just being better. Like the passing proficiency should be there. He's a pass catching back. The short yardage stuff that you brought up, I mean, just a clear indicator to keep him on the field. And Caleb Johnson, he's still going to be a rookie. I mean, you got to take your licks as a rookie running back, unless you're somebody that can take a huge workload. You really kind of have to, prove yourself to stay on the field, keep the ball clean, not miss blocks, stuff like that. I mean, there's a lot of little things that rookies have to clean up that just keep them from staying on the field, consistently. So I think Warren is perfectly fine there. He's got a role very well carved out. When I say well carved out, like it's easy to see that he is clearly the number 2. Taj Brooks, we feel like is the clear number 2, but he's not carved out like Jaylen Warren.
Correct. Jeff T just saying, yeah, he's pretty sure that dude was playing for Hurts in the 5th, and that did not work out.
Yeah, and I think that's just playing a little bit like a little too nuanced. Like keep it simple. Sometimes you just got to kiss it. Keep it simple. Stupid.
Keep it simple, stupid. Yep.
Yeah, you just. I tell folks not to do this, but I'm gonna do it. We're gonna take Jaylen Waddle.
What, Waddle and Devon?
I needed some Waddle, or I don't need some Waddle. I'm fading him at cost, but we're just gonna get really weird with the receivers here. DJ, JMO, Waddle, and Addison. No, he's typically a fade, but there are like call to actions where I say it's acceptable to draft him. You've drafted Tampa players because, again, that's their Week 17 matchup. You've drafted other Dolphins players, Hill, Achane, etc. You're also just need to balance out your portfolio like me. You're just a
when you said that you tell people not to do this, I thought you were going to take Rome Odunze and then have 2 guys in your first 4 picks.
Oh no, I didn't take Rome and Dunze because I had DJ already. So, and I get plenty of both of Rome and DJ. They're both huge values. But no, I wanted to split it up. I've only taken really sprinkles of these last 3 guys: JMO, Jaylen, and Addison. They're just guys that I've wanted to get more of. It's not that I love Jaylen Waddle, but whenever I'm really out on somebody, I always make a point we have to get some. We can't.
Oh, that motherfucker!
No, it took.
He waited the entire.
We were talking about it. He doesn't have any. He doesn't have any back like Week 17 though. So the Bengals play the Dolphins and then they play the Cardinals. That's 16, 17. I don't know who they play 15, but yeah, he's got nothing there.
Really. Really on the take in the Burrow. One more spot to me, and I could have paired him up with Higgins.
Yeah, but I feel like that's really good value for David Montgomery, the man on the thumbnail.
Yep, took him for the bit. I was going to take Travion Henderson.
Oh, he actually went 2 spots ahead of ADP. It's interesting.
Yeah, I like him.
No, we love David Montgomery, Sir David Montgomery.
Sir,
you got a good split.
Sir,
you got a good split. I like your 3 receivers.
Thank you. 3 and 3. Now we'll figure it out the board here. We'll see what happens. Might take another running back. Potentially. There's potential. There is potential. We'll see.
I like running back in this range. Jaden Reed is a really easy pull up the board. Jerry's a really easy pull up the board. I think in that round 6, like the guys that
I'll take Matthew Golden over Reed.
I know you do. I like Jaden Reed more. They're going at like the same exact ADP. There's no concrete answer that one is.
I just prefer him.
No, I get it. I prefer Jaden Reed. But in that round 6, like a lot of dudes I like Rome, Jennings. You love Godwin. Any sort of good news or any good vibe you get that week. Judy. I like Reed. I know you like Golden, who I think is still on the board. There he goes. You could have just taken him.
I know, but I took Caleb. I said Caleb Johnson. I like him as well. So I got 4 running backs I feel really solid about, all on different bye weeks. Mm-hmm. May end with 4, but I'll probably add 1.
I think you need 1. Yeah, with Caleb, I think you need 1 more. If you know what, I tell you, if you had DeAndre Swift, I'd say to stop it at 4.
Really, I'll take Caleb Johnson over DeAndre Swift all day, every day.
Come on. I think if we like RoShaun where he's at and the Bears don't add
but that's
somebody,
the thing. I'll take RoShaun where he's at over Swift.
That's fine. That's fine. I think Swift is
He
going to
said
be
that's fine. Bears Insider does not agree.
I do not agree with that. I think Swift is in line for a really good year.
Jeff T says 11 spot is going to make stacking your quarterback fun. He has Monra, Odunze blocking 2 of your stacks.
You can't block me. You can't
unstacked QBs galore theme of this draft. Yes, bastards.
You can't fight me. Let him. He doesn't even have a badge. Get out of here.
Badge.
Doesn't even have a badge. Loser.
What a guy. Right, I got a couple guys I want here. See who makes it back. See how I'm going to get boned this time.
Yeah, I'm at 0-3-5. So I've got Genty, Achane, Aaron Jones, DJ Moore, Jamison Williams, Jalen Waddle, Jordan Addison, Cooper Kupp.
Nice. I have James Cook, Chuba, David Montgomery, Caleb Johnson, and then Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, Maserati, Marvin Harrison.
Yeah, the receivers look good. You still got to build it out, but the receivers, I feel like there's a couple of like arbitrage picks. You can pull up the board and you can really make this thing look sexy.
Let's see if this guy wants to be a.
I think this is your Keenan Allen draft.
Keenan Allen.
I think this is your Keenan Allen draft.
I do take Keenan Allen a decent amount.
Yeah, taking a lot of Keenan.
Yeah, all right. Kyler Murray, come on down. Pair you up with Marv.
Yep. That's good. Let's see what other pushes we get here. Pittman, Godwin, Shakir, Pittman. That's not as inspiring of a group. What's this guy doing? Igbuka probably tries to come back and get Baker.
Baker's already gone.
Baker already went ahead of you. Yep. My bad.
Baker is gone. I'm just curious to see how long Patrick Mahomes just sits there.
I mean, the one spot could stack.
I'll say the guy. Oh my God, he takes. Oh wait, no,
he didn't. No, the one spot could stack him with Kelsey right now if he goes Mahomes, Kelsey back to back. Yeah. It wouldn't be bad, I think, based on his build.
Well, Jaylen Warren. He does have Jalen Hurts already.
Yeah, but he's falling. I mean,
oh man, and he didn't.
If there's a year that you can take 2 quarterbacks inside the top 10, this is it for sure.
Oh shit!
Just with all of the opportunities,
and there goes Patty.
With all the opportunities with late round rookies and sleepers, like it's a deep ADP pool this year.
The guy who just took Mahomes has nothing.
Whatever is a fall.
By the way,
Justin Fields.
How do I want to play this here? Take Keon Coleman. Yes, sir. Who do you take first out of those guys? Jaden Higgins, Burden, Trey Harris, or Coleman?
Coleman would definitely be behind the others. So I would have Burden, then Trey Harris, then Higgins, then Coleman.
Okay, Coleman's first there for me.
It's attached to a good offense, but I think with how Ben Johnson uses slot snaps, if Burden's going to be the guy there, there's a clear role to be had. Trey Harris and Higgins are just the big play potential guys, right? Like you look at their physicality versus Keon Coleman, and maybe it lends a little bit more confidence that these guys can, beat and bruise through the season, maybe at a little bit of a better rate.
Okay.
Man, are these guys gonna push Travis Kelce on me like this? What bastards! I'm kind of upset about it.
You got Travis Kelce like 30-something picks.
It was 37 picks, yeah. No, we'll push tight end. They were like the 11 spot. He's going to snipe the quarterbacks. Yeah, right.
Tim D says, is it really bad that I'm not factoring in week 17 stuff for my drafts this year? No, it's not. But
I think that this year, week 17 is like really wide open. Like there's a lot of matchups I like. Like that Ravens and Packers game seems like it should be a good one. Chiefs, Denver, that's a divisional game, week 17. I think they're playing that game on Christmas. Was it
the Commanders play on Christmas as well?
Yeah, Commanders and Dallas. That's a marquee game on Christmas. Was the Bears and the 49ers, loaded up offenses. The Seahawks and the Panthers. I mean, that could be like a treasure trove. I mean, there's all sorts of week 17 games that I like. I think really you want to look at, if anything, like week 16 this year. I think you want to target some games just to make the damn finals.
Tim D says, I've heard Tampa Bay and 49ers are good to draft players. Not sure if it's just because they have good week 17 matchups or just good schedules. They're just pretty decent offenses as well.
What's that? The 49ers and him?
Damn, Trey Harris fell all the way down 14 spots. I will take that.
Yeah, love it. Love it.
FK Coolers, people are drafting like stimulus checks got sent out again.
There are some folks that are, I feel like, way ahead of like the draft calendar curve. You know, if you're at like 75 BBMs already, like you're like pushing close to halfway done, I think is a mistake. I mean, you have to be correct on like every closing line value, and to be correct that consistent this early is incredibly challenging. It's incredibly challenging. Yeah, BK.
Justin Herbert already went. What?
He just went just now, like 4 or 5 picks.
Oh, it's seven picks ahead. Okay. That blows a little bit.
There's a little bit. There's a little bit.
Okay.
There's a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it blows? But does it blow?
It's not great, Bob.
Not great, Bob. It's not great, Bob. Figure it out, Andrew. Figure it out.
I'll take Kyle Williams. Steve's in the chat. He's a big Kyle Williams guy. Haven't taken a lot.
Kyle Williams feels like a good pick, but you know what also feels like a good pick to me? Demario Douglas. Call me crazy. Call me wild. I feel like Kyle Williams is the flavor of the week. Nobody I've ever met on planet Earth has ever even said a bad thing about Kyle Williams. That's all I hear is love Kyle Williams. I ain't got nothing against him. But Demario, his nickname's Pop. You don't call somebody Pop for nothing. All right, I'm just saying.
All the quarterbacks just going. What do we got? Last 3 rounds: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 drafted so far. 9.
7.
Shush.
Oh, that bastard. Oh, I should take Jordan Love from him. I was going to take Jordan Love and Tucker Kraft. Oh, my God. Oh, what bastards. Oh, gosh.
He said, oh, gosh. You got to take your boy, Jack Besh.
Oh, wow.
Son, did you just auto-draft Dak Prescott?
I was tapping Jaden Blue. And it auto-picked Dak and then Jaden Blue right after. So, ouch. I would have just taken Ferguson if that was the case. I needed a tight end.
I was hoping to.
Oh, that guy's an idiot. He should have taken Jordan Love. He took Ray Davis. No, I was clicking the button. It didn't want to go.
You sometimes you just can't fix stupid. You know what I mean?
I guess so, Andrew. I guess so. Hopefully I can push Terrence Ferguson. We'll see. I needed a tight end there more than anything. So. Also would have taken Jack Besh. Also would have taken him. But hey, we're done at QB. We're good.
All right, JJ McCarthy, come on down. Pair you up with JJ. JJ to JJ.
No, you're waiting for that one. No, you're waiting for that one.
All about the J's, baby.
There goes Ferguson.
I'm just going to be taking 3 late tight ends and just making do. You know what I mean?
Sure.
He says,
make dues.
Sure.
Make don't.
Make love, not Warcraft.
Whatever you're into.
South Park.
I don't judge.
Oh, Stonehands Johnston goes. That's what. Hey, great pick. One hole.
I know you
One
like
hole.
that.
Get it? No.
I got it.
Yeah, good pick there, Quentin Johnston. Great pick.
Mm-hmm. So you says. So you says. Stafford.
All right. I am coming up to be on the clock here. What do I want to do? Got some options. You know what? Give me Jalen McMillan.
No, I love that pick. I love that pick.
I have 7 wide receivers right now, and none of them are on the same bye.
Good job. That's a good thing.
How do I do it? I don't know.
I don't know. Magic Man. The Magic Man.
That Magic Man. So Satan Titans is a super sneaky Week 17 game through the air.
Maybe.
Chig looks real nice as a Week 17 tight end value. Shaheed and Chig sound like a combo play that could be nuclear.
It sounds very random. It sounds very random. I'll tell you that much.
It probably wouldn't be. It'd probably be pretty low owned. So hey, do it to it, brother.
Do it to it, Lars.
Or sister. Cannot assume.
Uh-oh. Up in 14 picks, but I'm up in 1 pick.
You are up in 1 pick. You are on the clock.
Yep.
You are on the clock. And Kyle Pitts. Do it, Bruni. Do it. You know you want to.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
Hey, Rob already won BBM. 7 wide receivers with different buys. We can stop drafting now. I appreciate you, Jeff.
It's over. It's over.
I'm just saying that's a pretty nice thing to get. You know what I mean? Little side quest.
It's
right
something.
There.
It's something.
All my running backs, different buys. Come on. I mean,
Jim on, Lee. Jim on.
Killing the game.
Shilling it. Are you saying it's a small world after all?
It's a small world after all.
So he takes RoShaun Johnson.
I'm considering it. Nope. Can't do it.
I thought I had it timed out.
Zach Ertz.
Nice.
You already know. You already knew, boo-boo. What was happening there? Think someone would trade me Trey McBride?
What in this draft?
Yeah.
No, I don't think they would.
That'd be so awesome if someone in the chat or on stream hit for first. Yes. Tim D, I promise you this. If we hit for first, we're sharing with the Fanspeak fam. All you guys that are in the chat.
Maybe some.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna pay their mortgage, but yeah, I mean, I send them a little something, a little gift, little extra pocket change, get the shekels.
The shekels. I'm gonna send you a coupon to DraftKings.
No, my DraftKings. What are we?
I'm gonna get you an addiction.
Okay, I'm not sending them crack.
I'm gonna take you places. I'm gonna take you from your 3-bedroom to a 1-bedroom.
Maybe I would take them somewhere by buying them a gift card for some sort of airline.
I'm gonna lay you on a mattress and give you some money.
Here's an $800 airline gift card. Best of luck flying wherever you got to go.
I want some.
Tim D says this is the year. That's right. Manifestation, baby. Believe it. See it.
Every night before I go to bed, just
Jeez.
Best ball.
Every night before you go to bed, just
are you there?
Down on himself.
Are you there? Best ball gods, it's me.
It's me you're
Bruni.
looking for.
Again.
It's
For the love of God, can I make the finals?
Bruni, I'm leaving him there for you, brother. He's there. You're going to get him.
Who, Ro?
Yep. You're getting him.
I'm not going to get him.
I feel
I need a tight end.
Feel it in my loins.
I'm not going to get him.
You're getting him. He's coming all the way to you. He is not going all the way to you.
He just literally was drafted.
Let's see what that guy got, because he also has Taj Spears, who I like. Let me see the running backs this guy got. Chase Brown, Breece Hall, Tutin, Spears, RoShaun. Okay.
Sure.
Not terrible.
Sure.
Just to keep the chat up to date here, I currently have Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, Maserati, Marvin Harrison, James Cook, Chuba, David Montgomery, Caleb Johnson, Kyler Murray, Keon Coleman, Trey Harris, Kyle Williams, J.J. McCarthy, Jalen McMillan, Zach Ertz, Pat Freiermuth. The Muth is loose.
The Muth is loose.
Tim D says, damn, he said, that's a damn good team. Thank you. Appreciate that. To keep everyone up to date on Bruni's team, Ashton Genty, Devon Achane, DJ Moore, Jamison Williams, Jalen Waddle, Jordan Addison, Aaron Jones, Cooper Kupp, Caleb Williams, Jared Goff, Dak Prescott, Jaden Blue, Brenton Strange, Austin Ekeler, Mike Gesicki, DeAndre Hopkins.
What's up?
How you feeling now, fam?
What up? Listen here, fam.
You know where I'm going here, right? There was a reason I took Pat Freiermuth. Come on down, Mr. $13.65 million. Aaron Rodgers.
It's only cool if you could bring it back, Calvin Austin.
I
It
might.
really was
No,
only
I'm just
cool
kidding.
it's only cool when you did it round 17, round 18. So
I'm not doing it because I want to get another running back and another tight end, and that'll do it up for your boy.
Why? They're going to trade for Dallas Goedert.
Maybe. Y'all know that.
I know everything.
Yeah.
Son, if there was a time to take Keenan Allen, it's now. Don't make me take Keenan Allen again.
Do it.
I will do it. There's no problem. There's no problem.
No problem. Do it.
Y'all are fools.
Stacking your QB is optional in this draft.
Fools.
Gesicki going to have a mega year. Every Bengal will be eating second and thirds. Career years coming up for receiving yards. Hope Bengals defense stinks and they just shoot out a bunch of games. It will stink again, and they will be in shootouts again.
Lord,
it's happening. What do we do? 12-5.
Draft fucking Keenan Allen.
Nah, pass.
Y'all are crazy, dude. Crazy, dude.
I'm gonna take Devin Neal.
It's crazy, dude. It's crazy, dude.
Four-spot brutally quarterback sniped again. Tried to set up a Colts third stack for sniped on both of his QBs, but that was good. But that one was on him.
Good.
Yeah,
we're here
to get
Isaac T-Slaw over Keenan Allen. Guys, T-Slaw is a special teams player.
Say that name again.
Teams player. T-Slaw.
I think it's Tesla.
Tesla. That's not how you spell Tesla. There's a lot of Teslas in Maryland.
You can spell things differently and they sound the same.
No, not with a big S like that. Not with a big S like that.
What do you know?
You guys are fucking crazy. I know that you don't let me get fucking Keenan Allen draft after draft after draft. You guys are psycho. Oh,
I take
Lord.
Juwan Johnson. Oh, what the hell, Dick?
Sorry, did you take Tyler Shuckle? Shao? Shuck?
I have no idea what you're saying.
Why are you upset that I took Juwan Johnson?
Because I was going to take Juwan Johnson.
No, you weren't.
I sure was.
Hillbilly.
I sure was. What do you know?
Things. Lots of things. Stuff. Shit.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Shit. Jon Snow is fucking lame. Take Calvin Austin. Take him.
Calvin Austin.
Take Calvin Austin.
We'll take Arroyo. Haven't taken him yet. Felt right. Felt like I should do it. I did it. You're welcome. Bruni, this will be easy. Just me and you to rank here. Chat just didn't want no smoke. Jeff T can't. He's off in Zimbabwe or somewhere like that. What do you say he was?
I don't know.
Egypt, something like that. Last pick, Mr. Irrelevant, to the fat white kid. Nothing on that?
I was trying to pick the player. Jerome Ford?
No idea.
Oh, Jerome Ford was the second to last one.
Let me
Troy
Troy
Franklin.
All right, let me go to our teams here. Brewdog. I was up first, correct? Yes. Okay. So I went 3-5-7-3. Kyler Murray, JJ McCarthy, Aaron Rodgers, James Cook, Chuba Hubbard, David Montgomery, Caleb Johnson, Devin Neal, Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, Marvin Harrison, Keon Coleman, Trey Harris, Kyle Williams, Jalen McMillan, Zach Ertz, Pat Freiermuth, and Elijah Arroyo.
7-8-5. I just want one receiver swapped with running back. So like Caleb Johnson and Coleman. You pull a receiver at pick 77 and swap that with a running back at 101. And then I'm probably good with Trey Harris, Williams, and McMillan after that. 7.85. Everything else looks really good.
7.85. I'll take it. Meg says that she loves that team. Suck it, Bruni.
I thought
Stephen WC23 checking in.
Trade.
GM. All right, let's go to Bruni's team. Bruni went 3-5-7-3. Copycat. Caleb Williams, Jared Goff, Dak Prescott, Ashton Gente, Devon Achane, Aaron Jones, Jaden Blue, Austin Ekeler, DJ Moore, Jameson Williams, Jalen Waddle, Jordan Addison, Cooper Kupp, DeAndre Hopkins, and Keenan Allen. Nice little fall on Keenan Allen. I am surprised. I am shocked. Brenton Strange, Mike Gesicki, and Juwan Johnson. All right, let's analyze here. So Caleb, you got with DJ. Okay. Jared Goff, JMO, and Dak Prescott with Jaden Blue. Maybe Keenan Allen, right?
Probably not.
Probably not anymore, but maybe. All right. I like your quarterback room here. I mean, that's feels like a pretty solid ceiling for your weekly potential. I like that. Running backs, first two, extremely solid. If those guys stay healthy, that is a nice 1-2 punch. You got some fillers down here, little question marks, but fillers. Wide receivers, first two, really good. Waddle could be very good if he can stay healthy as well. Jordan Addison, has a nice little ceiling floor to him. Cooper Kupp, question mark, but we've seen him be very good. Hopefully they utilize him correctly. I like DeAndre Hopkins more than the next guy, so that's a nice pick there. And Keenan Allen, again, I've taken Keenan Allen a lot. Like that, we keep taking him, and we have no idea where he's going yet. It's absolutely incredible. It's a fun time to draft Keenan Allen. And then Brenton Strange, Mike Gesicki, Juwan Johnson, all fairly solid opportunity takers there at the tight end. So overall, good, man. You know what? I'm going 8-1. I like it. I like it.
This is our draft. This is our draft.
Let's see. Meg says, love it. Those are fun. 3 fun QBs, Bruni. Think you two are advancing. Oh, Bruni.
It's our draft.
That's right. Fanspeak takeover in this draft. They're welcome. Steve says, good drafts.
Suck it. Yeah, I do this, regularly.
Do this professionally. It's not a big deal.
On occasion. Wake up, piss, draft. That's about it.
That's right.
All right. Very good. Anything to share before we head out? Long one and a good one.
Yes, everyone, keep coming back. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the Fanspeak Network. Go get the Fanspeak Best Ball subscription right now, $34.99 for the entire year. Come back tomorrow, Sibling Showdown. I'll be back Wednesday with the lineup legends. Probably get Wiles, maybe Steve in there as well. Thursday, Spread and Tyler coming in with a draft. Friday, Spread, maybe solo, maybe with somebody yet to be determined. Coming to you on Friday. Come back every day, draft with us. Appreciate every single one of you guys being in here. Bruni, take us out.
Take care. Be well. Be good. If you can't be good at it. We'll see you.